Hey, what's up again, YouTube? Retro Russ here of Retro Russ Reviews, and today I'm going to do a pickup video. I have kind of like a week lull in between the reviews, and I wanted to put something out there for you guys. I'm just starting this channel, so I want to try to pump out the content as much as possible early on for you guys. So I'm going to do a pickup video. I've picked up a lot of nice stuff in the last month or so, and I want to share that with you. So without further ado, here we go. Alright guys, first thing I want to show you is my NES stuff. I'm a huge NES fan. It's the system I like to collect for the most, so we're going to go ahead and start with that. So first things first is a boxed game, and anytime you can get a boxed game for the NES, especially in the condition that this one's in, you jump all over it. I picked up Gauntlet 2 for the NES, so you guys can see that. Gauntlet for NES, the original one's really good. This one's just as good in my opinion. I love Gauntlet. I like the dungeon crawl style games, and this one is a must-own in my opinion. So definitely check this one out if you can get it. I got it complete in box, like I said, got a real good price on it, so I was super stoked to get that. Let's continue with the NES stuff here. I got from Taito, not quite sure how you pronounce it, but Renegade for the NES. It's okay. It's kind of like a Double Dragon knockoff. It's not nearly as good, but it's okay. I've played it a little bit, and the sequel's flat out terrible. I own that as well, but this one isn't too bad, so it's worth owning if you're a collector. I wouldn't pick it up just to play, though. Wrath of the Black Manta. This is also from Taito. It is okay. It's one of those games. It's alright. It's not something you necessarily need to pick up. I'm into those ninja games for the NES. You know, they're all pretty solid, and this one isn't bad, but there's definitely better ones, but it's okay, so I would pick it up as well if you're a collector. Next up, this game flat out sucks. It's terrible, but you know, I'm building my collection, so I've got to kind of take what I can get at this point. Tag Team Wrestling by Data East. It is horrible. I want to take note of something. I don't know if you'll be able to see this, but I'll point it out. It says Arcade Hit, and this is pretty much how all the Data East games are. You'll see this little yellow like explosion that says Arcade Hit. It might have been okay in the arcades, but this is basically all it's selling on because the port for the NES is horrible. It's terrible. Don't even bother. Next up is a game that I had never played as a child, and I picked it up and was really pleasantly surprised with it. It's Legacy of the Wizard. To describe this game, it's kind of difficult. It's an RPG with a lot of exploration. It's got a huge map, I guess. Like I've seen people online make maps of this game, of like where to go, and it's super elaborate. So I'm very interested to play this one. I just played it for a little bit, but it looks like it's a lot of fun, and I think it's an underrated game from what I've been reading, so I'm definitely ready to check that out. Okay, next up is another Data East game, and it's got the Arcade Hit explosion down here. It's Kid Niki Radical Ninja, another ninja game. Try to get a little closer. I don't know if it's going to focus or not. My equipment stinks, and I apologize. I'm working on upgrading that. But anyways, I need to clean this one too. It needs to go into my clean bin, but it's okay. It's not great. It's a little bit better. Than Wrath of the Black Manta in my opinion. It's actually older, but it is better, and not a whole lot to say about it. It's just a ninja game. It's a decent ninja game. This is another ninja game. I was on a little ninja kick. The Secret Scroll. The Secret Scroll Flying Dragon by Culture Brain. Not a big fan of this one. There's too many breaks in the action, like when you fight like a mini-boss, like the whole screen changes, and it kind of like, it's hard to explain. I'll have to do a review of it to kind of fully explain it, but it's annoying, and it's a game that's not very fun, but it's another game for the collection, so. Speaking of games that suck, this one is horrible. I don't even know how to explain it. Dash Galaxy in the Alien Asylum, another Data East game, and you know what? They didn't put the explosion on this one saying Arcade Hit. Now, I don't know, maybe this game wasn't an arcade game, I'd have to research it, but even if it was, they were that embarrassed of it, they weren't going to label it as an arcade hit, because this game is horrible. Really bad, not fun. I got it for like $3 at a flea market, and I paid $3 too much. It's bad. This one is by Sega, Adventures of Tom Sawyer. It's decent platformer. Not a whole lot to say about it. It's just an average platforming game. Not too shabby. This game I was pumped to get. I think I got this off of eBay actually, and I got it really cheap. But the label on this thing is pristine. It's Dig Dug 2, Trouble in Paradise. I actually got the manual with it as well, and I paid, I think, maybe $5 for this. And the game isn't all that fun. It's okay, but it's the label. I was so pumped about that label. It's so nice. So now we're going to get into the last three NES games that I picked up, and these ones are actually really good, and I was happy to get them. The first one is Kid Icarus. Love Kid Icarus. It's very, very, very fun, and I'll definitely be doing a review of this game at some point for you guys. But it's a cool game, very cool game. You guys know what Kid Icarus is. I don't need to talk about it that much. These two games I'm super stoked to have in the collection. This one I found at a flea market last month, and it's in great shape, and it's one that you don't see very often, and that's Shatterhand by Jaleco. Very, very underrated game, hidden gem. Not so much a hidden gem anymore, but pretty much all the games out there anymore are not hidden gems because of these videos that we do. So it's really fun. It's a blast to play, and it's just one of those games that you don't see very often. I was so happy to see it. I got it for a great price, and very happy to have it. This last game, I did pony up a little bit of dough for because it's one of those games that I never see. I never see this game anywhere, but I was so pumped when I saw it. It is from Natsume, and it is Shadow of the Ninja. And like I said, I was on a ninja kick this last month. But this game, it's not quite as good as Ninja Gaiden, but it's very close. It's very, very close. It's one of those games that if Ninja Gaiden wasn't the standard, this game would be the standard when it came to ninja platforming games. I mean, it's that good. It's definitely going to get a review, and it's one that you need to own. So that was the NES stuff. Let's jump into, let's do the Super Nintendo stuff next. Not a whole lot of Super Nintendo stuff, but I did get a few games, so I'll show you those quickly here. I needed this one to complete the trilogy for the Super Nintendo, and that is Donkey Kong Country 2, Diddy's Kong Quest. My favorite of the three, actually. They're all good, don't get me wrong, but this one is definitely my favorite, and glad to have that one in the collection. I think I got this one at Goodwill for like $2, and it is Animaniacs, and it was released by Konami. Now, Konami's pretty solid, so I have high expectations for this game. I haven't actually played it yet. I watched a couple of reviews of it, though, from different people, and it seems to get pretty good reviews, so I'm kind of eager to check it out when I have some time. This one, it's pretty good. A lot of these games are, and it's from Capcom, so Capcom makes pretty solid games, but the Magical Quest star Mickey Mouse, it's okay. It's a platformer, and it does an admirable job of what it's trying to accomplish, and it's got some cool little quirks to it. I played it the other day, and I will continue to play that one, but it's nothing special, but it's not bad either. Now, this game I had actually never heard of until recently, and I happened to find it, and I got it for a really good price, and it's not bad. It's my style of game. It's kind of got that hack and slash type feel. It's Magic Sword, and this is also by Capcom. It's repetitive, don't get me wrong. It's hacking and slashing, and that's all you do. As far as power-ups and stuff, they're not that great. I know, like, in the game you can, like, release allies, like, from dungeons and stuff and cages that they're in, and they assist you, but it's an early title. I think this was released in, like, 91 or 92. It was a real early entry into the SNES library, but I like it. It's my style of game, and it'll get a review. It's a very, very fun dungeon. It's a hack and slash type game. And the last one I'm going to show you, got this at the flea market last month. Super pumped to have it. I don't think it's as good as the original on the NES, but it's pretty close, and that is Super Punch-Out. If you guys follow me on Instagram, you saw me get a picture of this bad boy. It's really fun, and I never played this game as a kid, believe it or not. I never played it. And I played the heck out of Mike Tyson's Punch-Out because it's so good. And for some reason, I never picked this up or never had a friend that had it or anything growing up. I never played it, but so glad that I have it now. I just played it through and beat it the other day, and it's a blast. So definitely, definitely a good one. I'm going to show you a couple of things now that aren't actual games, but they're video game related, and I was pumped to get. First one is the Super Mario Bros. 2 cup. I'll kind of try, like I said, I know this thing doesn't focus well, you're probably not going to be able to see it that well, but it's basically, it actually has on the bottom here, it's 1989 Nintendo of America, so this thing is genuine, and it's really cool. It's got all kinds of actions, Mario doing all kinds of different things from Mario 2, and when I saw this at the flea market, the guy wanted a little too much for it. I walked away, and I was like, as I was walking through the flea market up and down the aisles, I'm like, I really want this cup. Like, I need to go back and get it. So I like kind of sprint back. Luckily, it was still there, and I talked the guy down a little bit and got it. So it sits up on my top of my NES display here. I don't know if you guys see it in the videos or not, but I'm very proud of that. I got a couple of perlers. The first one is Link from A Link to the Past. It's the game I enjoy the most out of any game ever in this world. It's my most favorite game of all time for sure, so I had to get this perler when I saw it. And the other one I got is of Ryu Hayabusa from Ninja Gaiden, and these were done pretty well, and I like that one too, so I need to find a way to hang those up or put them somewhere, but I haven't figured it out yet. And one other thing that isn't a game, but it's game related, is a Game Genie for the NES. Picked these both up separately. I got the book, I think, from an eBay auction for like $2. It was super cheap. And I got the Game Genie at the flea market I went to last month, and I think I paid $5 for it. So for like $7 getting the Game Genie complete like that, pretty sweet. Pretty happy about that. So let's get back into the games, and I'm going to show you my PlayStation pickups. Not very many here, just a few. Spot Goes to Hollywood. I have not even cracked this baby open yet, so I'll do that now. Yeah, it's got the game and the manual in here, so not sure if this is any good or not. I haven't played it, but it was like $1, so I'd get it. Jet Moto 2. This is another game that I have not played yet. I played the original Jet Moto, and I liked it, so I'm thinking I'll probably like this one too, but we'll see. I'm not a huge racing fan, but I do like the quirky racers like Jet Motos and like the SSX series. Like they're racers, but they're kind of different, and I like them. So we'll see how that one is. This one, prepare to be jealous, I guess. I'm sure any hardcore collectors already have this, but I was so excited to get this. Castlevania Symphony of the Night for the PlayStation. It's Black Label. It is pristine. There isn't a mark on this. The game looks like it was hardly played. I mean, and I got it for a real good price, so definitely happy to have that one. The next thing I want to show you guys is something I actually just got recently, and it's a Game Boy Advance SP. I don't own one, so this is the first one that I got. Fires right up. It came with 2 chargers. I got it off of Penswoods, which is very similar to like Craigslist. It's just localized to like where I live here in Pennsylvania. So I got it there for a really good price. And what was funny is the picture that showed the game off in the ad, it had Pokemon Emerald in it, in the picture that was showing, you know, that it worked and everything. And when I was talking to the guy about buying it, I said, you know, it comes with Pokemon, right? And kind of like, ha ha. And he's like, well, I have like 3 Pokemon games. I'll throw them in for like an extra, I think, $10 or something, $15 on top of what I paid for it. So like I looked online, and I'm like, yeah, I'll definitely take that deal. So it came with Pokemon Blue for the original Game Boy. I'm not even going to bother holding these up anymore. You guys can't see these. I'll put a little thing up here so you can see it. Pokemon Emerald and Pokemon Sapphire. So I got all of that for a really good price. I don't really have very much Game Boy Advance stuff, so I was pumped to pick that up. The only other Game Boy Advance stuff that I actually own, I just got recently as well, and that's Pac-Man Collection and Super Mario Advance. So, I mean, that's my Game Boy Advance collection. So, as a hardcore collector that I am, that's all I have for that system. So, but I'm very eager to pick up for it. It's a very, very fun handheld. I actually prefer the original Game Boy Advance. I think it's the best feeling handheld that was ever produced by anybody, let alone Nintendo. But the SP is nice too. It's nice because of the backlighting. So, let's see. Lastly, I'm going to show you guys a couple pickups I got from Goodwill. We'll start with the GameCube stuff. I got 3 GameCube games. They were all $3 a piece. The first one I want to show you is Custom Robo. You might be able to see that. Custom Robo, I haven't played this yet. It's supposed to be kind of like an RPG. You kind of create robots and they clash. That's all I really know about it. It's complete in box, so definitely going to check that out. It seems interesting. I don't know if it's any good, but we'll check it out. The next one, actually I'll show you this one next. Someone that I follow on Instagram talked about WWE Day of Reckoning 2, and he was saying how great of a game it was. And lo and behold, I walk into Goodwill, and there's WWE Day of Reckoning sitting there. I didn't realize that it was the sequel that he was talking about. I don't really know much about this game, but I picked it up anyway. It's the original Day of Reckoning, WWE. I hear it's still good, but not as good as the sequel, but I'm very curious to try it out. I really enjoy wrestling games for any system. They're actually pretty fun. I played the heck out of, I'm trying to remember if it's WWF Attitude for the PlayStation. I just remember creating your own character and stuff and going through a story mode, and it was a lot of fun. So I'm a big fan of wrestling games. This last one I was stoked to get, $3. It is F-Zero GX. It doesn't have the manual, unfortunately, but the game's in great shape, and F-Zero is awesome. So excited for that one. I have 5 more games to show you, and then we'll be all done. The first one I want to show you is, got paid $2 for it, sticker still on it, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It's the greatest hits version. This is from like the 2007 Turtles. It was the newer version. I am a giant Ninja Turtles fan. It's like my favorite cartoon franchise or whatever. I definitely want to collect for it as far as figurines and whatever I can find, basically. But this game, I didn't have high expectations for it because it was the kind of kiddish, like newer version of the Turtles, but this is a lot of fun. It's a hidden gem in my opinion if it's not already labeled as a great game, I guess, but it's really fun. Really enjoy this one. This one was from a Goodwill auction. I think it was like $6 I paid for it. Dark Cloud for the PlayStation. I have yet to play this. It is an RPG. I know the sequel to this game is very sought after, and it's a very good one. They say the original is pretty good too, just not quite as good, but it's hard for me to find time, and maybe this isn't an issue for some of you, but with doing videos and stuff, it's hard to find time to actually play these games that you collect, and it's a shame, but I try to make as much time as I can. I try to set aside a couple nights a week to dig into some games. So I got this one and also posted this one on my Instagram. It is Lara Croft Tomb Raider: The Angel of Darkness. I had never played this one. I popped it in the other day. This game suffers greatly from the controls and the camera. It had a lot of potential. I thought it might be a lot of fun because I'm a giant fan of the Tomb Raider series, especially the ones on the PS1, but this one was not very good. Not very good. 2 more and then we're done. This one I got at a local flea market here a couple weeks back, and I had never actually seen this game in this form. Now, I used to own this game when it was on the PS1, and that is Metal Gear Solid. But as you can see, this is a PS2 version of it. It's in the PS2 box. It actually just says PlayStation on it there. It doesn't have the 2. And I was really intrigued when I saw that. I'm like, what is this all about? And then I come to realize this is part of a set where you could get all 3 games, Sons of Liberty and Snake Eater, along with this, all in like a PS2 like package. And since this game was only released on the PS1, they made it for the PS2. And as you can see, I'll open it up here. This game looks like it was never even played, by the way. I mean, it's got the black backs to the disc like the PS1 games. So it is a PS1 game, but it came with like a PS2 bundle, so that was kind of interesting. And I don't need to talk about the game itself. You guys all know it's a great game, but I was pretty pumped to get that. I wish I could have got all 3 of them, but there was just the one. So, and last but not least, to finish up the video here, this was a game, I saw it on the shelf. I went to a local reseller, the Video Game Exchange. If you haven't heard of these guys, they're great. If you live in northwestern Pennsylvania, you need to check them out. They're a bunch of great guys that work there. But anyways, I was in there looking at some games, and I saw this one, and I was like, this looks kind of interesting. It's Alien Hominid, and I'm thinking it was an early release, 2004 by the Behemoth and O3 Entertainment. If you've played Metal Slug before, which I personally haven't, or Contra even, it's very comparable to those in the fact that it's just a run and gun. The graphics in this are real cartoony and kind of cel shaded a little bit, like that kind of look, and it's really neat. It's a very, very hard game, however. I think I'm on the 3rd level, and I've been playing this. I've had this for about a month now, and it's super tough, but it's a lot of fun. It's one of those games that's hard, but you still want to keep playing it, And this one, it's super, super hidden gem in my opinion. I want to do like a whole review on just this game, and I may do that eventually, just to do this game. It deserves a lot of attention, and I don't think it gets that much. It's got mini games. Like I said, the power-ups in this game are really cool, and it's the humor. Basically, you're like an alien, and all these like FBI agents are trying to capture you to like examine you and whatnot, and you're just blasting your way through the agents. It is tough, and it's a lot of fun. Pick this up if you find it somewhere. I paid like $7 or something for this. That might seem like a lot for a PS2 game because they're pretty cheap to collect for, but it's worth the $7. This game is great. So that's it, guys. I just wanted to throw a pickup video out there for you guys, something for you guys to watch. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please check out the Facebook page. Check out my Instagram. Check out my Twitter. Please go to the YouTube page here. Hit subscribe. Give me some comments, good or bad. What did you like in the collection? What don't you like? Give me some of your opinions on these games. I'm all about hearing stuff, especially the ones that I haven't played yet, that I told you that I haven't played. Let me know what you think of them, and like I said, very, very excited to do this stuff for you guys, so keep watching, and with that said, keep it classic.